So as most of you know, Apple not only is a massive phone company, laptop company, so many other things, but they actually sell and create a bunch of different accessories. And I've talked about some of the best accessories here and there. I do want to kind of hit on some of the worst accessories Apple has ever made. And these kind of range. Some of them have a lot of use, but they're overpriced. Some of them are, underpriced, but they're just not even that good in the first place. Now, the first thing I want to hit on, and probably one of the worst accessories I've ever had it personally in my life, was actually the MagSafe charger. Now, this may not come as a surprise to some of you because I've been annoying about how much I've talked about it, but this is one of those things that I can only attribute my iPhone 12 Pro's battery health declining as much as it did because of this accessory. So why is this one of the worst accessories Apple's ever made? They're still selling it. It seems like a good deal. Well, for some reason, for a majority of the devices that I have, whenever I charge my iPhone, all my iPhones, on this charger, the MagSafe charger heats up quite a bit. Now, I've tried different charging blocks for this charger. I've tried different areas and nothing can really fix it. It just seems like most wireless chargers nowadays do still overheat. And with the MagSafe charger, it has substantially decreased my actual iPhone 12 Pro battery health. And I can only attribute my iPhone 12 Pro's battery health declining that much because of this. All the other iPhones I've ever owned were plugged in via Lightning. And even my iPhone 12 that I bought the same time as my 12 Pro still is at like 99% battery health, where my iPhone 12 Pro is down to like 84%. So I would recommend you to probably not buy the MagSafe charger. And if you're in the Apple store and it looks like a good thing or whatever, I would still probably recommend plugging in your iPhone, because until Apple fixes the MagSafe charger overheating issue, I probably wouldn't recommend doing it and using it on your phone every single day. Now, that's the first thing. The second thing is actually probably the polishing cloths that Apple just pushed out. Now, I wasn't able to go and purchase one, but for the fact that they were as expensive as they were, and for the fact that they were literally just a, actual polishing cloth, and Apple had some sort of device support list for it, I just found that kind of fun. I found it extremely, extremely funny, but for a company like Apple who doesn't really do any funny things, to be honest, they're mostly serious and all that, it was actually pretty weird to see that. It was kind of like, oh, hey, if you don't have these iPhones, it doesn't get supported on it. And by the way, this polishing cloth is super expensive. I'm sure it's a great polishing cloth, but it was one of those things that was just kind of strange, and I would probably never understand it. Now, another thing that was crazy in my opinion was actually with the Apple 6K display, the one they just made, the cinema display or whatever, but specifically the monitor stand. If you guys remember, Apple actually sold a stand separate from the actual monitor. And that, if you guys remember with that keynote, Apple actually went ahead, it was actually the Pro Display XDR. When they made that keynote, there was such a huge gasp of when Apple announced this thing. The stand itself is $1,000, which is crazy. That's a lot of money to spend on that stand. I do understand you can get that Visa mount adapter and, pretty much hang it up that way. But, when you get a display, the display costs $5,000 starting. So you would expect it to be a little bit better. But again, what are you going to do? I would rather them just start it at $6,000 and you get the stand with it at that point than buying the stand separately. So that was another thing that really threw me off. Now, and finally, this isn't really an accessory Apple has made, but they kind of made a need for it, and it's actually the charging block. So they still sell the charging blocks right now, and I feel like this is one of the weirder things Apple has done, because they stopped selling it and giving it to us brand new in the box, but they still sell it. That also doesn't make any sense to me. I'll never really understand their full intentions of not giving us the charger block anymore, but it is what it is. What are we going to do about it? I think as of right now, I do have a lot of charger blocks, but for those of you who are purchasing your iPhones brand new and you don't have a USB Type-C charger block with you, then you're going to have to purchase one. And if Apple had just stuck with what they did before and give us the charger blocks to begin with, we would have probably never been in a situation where they're still selling the charger blocks. So in terms of that, those are pretty much some of the worst Apple accessories Apple has ever made. Again, I love some of their accessories, like their charger cases, the MagSafe cases as well. I love those things a lot, but other things I'm not really a huge fan of. So in terms of that covers it up there. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.